Welcome to another segment of Gamers Station. Now today I've got kind of an oldie but definitely a goodie. It's Grim Fandango Remastered. Now you might be saying, for those of you older out there, Grim Fandango, that came out a long time ago. 17 years I think it was, back in the late 90s. But why am I talking about it now? It's because it's been remastered, and not just by anyone, by the original developers. Let's give you a little bit of a backstory here. So Grim Fandango was originally made under LucasArts, and they never could really get a sequel out or anything like that because the original developers left LucasArts and they now work at Double Fine, the ever-popular adventure game company that's churning out a whole bunch of stuff now. So what happened was Disney bought Lucas and they saw an opportunity, and the original developers wanted to bring Grim Fandango back. So they decided to remaster it. Now, what is Grim Fandango? Well, basically it's sort of a 3D graphical neo-noir adventure set in the Mexican underworld where you work at a dead-end job. It's not the most traditional of settings, and it is actually really weird in that respect, but it's a really solid adventure puzzle game which sort of got it this cult classic in the gaming world. So let's have a closer look and see if it's worth your time.
Well, at least you're not hitting the bottle anymore.
Hey, Callie, how you doing?
So what's the gameplay really like? Well, it depends if you played some of the classic adventure puzzle games. If you played Monkey Island or any of those LucasArts adventure games, then you're gonna know how the game plays. Basically, you are a certain character and you explore the world with funny, quirky dialogue options. You collect items, you combine items, you solve puzzles, and you have an ever-expanding inventory. So in this case, unlike in Monkey Island where you stuff everything down your pants, you put everything in your jacket because you're a bit more suave here. So the character you play is Manny, and Manny sort of works at this office job, and you're sort of not getting the recognition that you deserve. So you sort of set out onto the world trying to get the recognition you deserve, but the interesting and weird part about it is it all sort of plays along with the Mexican Day of the Dead sort of theme, and they really sort of explore that, but in a very weird way. So you really have to check it out to see what I mean by that. But the gameplay itself feels very solid, and as far as I can tell, Double Fine has done a fantastic job sort of remastering it. It's not widescreen, but it does have redone textures. It's sort of implemented fan mods into it, so it sort of really revived it, and it does look like it fits today's gaming quite well. I mean, the graphics aren't really an issue, and all the audio sounds really, really cool and crisp and everything. So it's a great remaster. Though one downside is there have been quite a few reports of bugs and glitches and even some starting issues. Like some older machines have some problems starting the game. So before you actually get the game, you should check out those issues. But besides that, the gameplay itself and the game seems fantastic.
Buenos días.
So, should you get Grim Fandango Remastered? Well, if you're into good stories, if you're into unique settings, great voice acting, puzzle, adventure games, then you're gonna absolutely love Grim Fandango. And a big point of this is that because it released so long ago, most of today's gamers, and a lot of people in general, didn't play the original. So this is going to be like a new experience altogether. But if you did happen to play Grim Fandango back then it's a great time to relive those memories because, let's face it, unless you've been playing it on and off for the past few years, you're going to have forgotten most of those things. So you should pick it up, try it again, see how it is, see how the remastered version works, and it's just fantastic. And if you're new to the game, go check it out. And if you haven't played any LucasArts games at all, this is a great place to start, and maybe after this you can move on to the various Monkey Island games, which is a great series as well, in the same sort of adventure genre, very funny as well. So overall, it's a fantastic remake, and I definitely have to recommend it.
I'm Calavera, Manny Calavera.
My name's Gladys.
Did you kill much when you were alive?
Very little.
I'm sick of waiting around for a good lead. Like it's gonna fly in here tied to a brick. It's time to take one.
Alas, we're at the end of another episode of Gadget Nation, but don't worry, because we'll be back same time, same place next week with plenty more content. I want to give a big shout out to Jump Street here in Petaling Jaya for hosting us, because it's been a lot of fun just watching people jump around and stuff. And I can promise you we'll have more great content for you next week. In the meantime, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's how you find us. My name is Adam Carruthers. Till next time. Now, do I get to jump?